Hi everybody, this is Tara Woodruff with TaraVapez, and I wanted to do a review. I got stuck. It's bad, but it happens, and it's gonna happen to you if it hasn't already. And I want to give you my opinion on what you need to do to fix it. I ran out of basically e-liquids that I would vape. Okay, I've got some, that are on the other side for the rest of the family to grab, and then I've got ones that I want to, that I love, that I vape, and I ran out. And I was kind of freaking out. So I went to the corner store to pick up some wine for later, and saw they had some 30 milliliter bottles of this blueberry junk. Um, so I figured I would go ahead and buy it. There was actually a girl there that says she vapes it all the time and loves it. That tastes like a blueberry pop, like a ice pop. I was like, I need to know what the nicotine level is because I want to sub them, and it doubles the nicotine feeling in your body. So she's like, oh, it's like 1.1 or 2 milligrams. I'm like, wow, I have seen a 1.1 milligram liquid before. So I said, okay. I couldn't find it anywhere, and where I could find it was so small that it looked like it says 1.1. I don't know if it'll work. Right? The ones are so far apart, it looks like there's a point. Anyway, so I come home. And I put it in my Nautilus Mini. And I taste plants. Like they took an entire blueberry plant with those blueberries that are never really juicy or flavorful and ground them up and mixed them with some PG and decided to call it a blueberry liquid. So at first when I was vaping, and I'm like, oh, well, it's at least better than some tobacco flavors I have that I just can't do anymore. I just can't. And I'm like, oh, maybe. So let me do an experiment because it's very. Here, I'll open this. It's definitely high PG, and I like mine. I know I'm using tanks, but I still like it thick. So maybe that'll tone down the plant flavor if I add some vegetable glycerin and shake that shit up and add. Lo and behold, I had like a milligram left of my Ben Johnson's cream, which is a great additive to things. I've been doing, but that's how I've been using it. And I mixed that up in a 30 milligram bottle. I took about half of this, and then the rest of that, and then the rest of VG, and it was like, what the fuck? Horrible. This is my message to you. Don't make that mistake and think that you can go down to your local beer store or a corner store and buy some Axis e-liquid and be happy. Because if that makes you happy, you haven't tried a good juice yet. No. So in my panic, I say, what do? I know I need to have a much lower milligram because I'm going to sub-ohm later when I chain vape in the evening. And I need to have enough to last. I have shipments coming in on Friday. A bunch. But I don't have enough to last me till then. I just don't. I can't stretch what I have because I don't have anything to stretch. I know some people will add VG to their juices to stretch them out a little bit. I don't have it. My cremies is gone. Everything's gone. So what do? I don't have a car, so getting to the store where I would go to, my brick and mortar, to buy juices, I'm like, oh no, and I'm calling everybody I know, and nobody's home, and I'm like, no. I asked my neighbor, he brought me to my local brick and mortar. And I decided to get a couple of cheap juices and a couple of regular juices. They actually have like a bin for juices that are just starting to be what they don't want. They're getting dark. So that means they're steeped, right? So I'm going to pay less for steeped. That's awesome. So smokersvapor.com. I got 3 of those. I got bacon peanut butter. I will give you a review on those tomorrow. I got cheesecake. That's just a mix. And warm apple pie. And I also, the guy behind the counter, he had my first time with a Kanger sub tank. Holla! Delicious. He said he started vaping this and hasn't been able to put it down for 3 weeks straight. Now, to find a vape that you will have for 3 weeks straight and not have any other liquid, that's pretty stinking amazing. So I vaped it, and sure enough, that's nice. Real nice. So I can't wait to review that as well. And of course, we've done a review on the Venus. You can't go wrong with Venus. And that is a peanut butter marshmallow. That'll go right there in my top shelf. I still have a little bit of my cherry limeade left, but I'm saving that for sub-ohming. But I'm down to the very last. I'm holding on to the last of my liquid nebula, the last of it, my butter beer. So I needed to make sure I had something. And so my suggestion to you is don't run out. If you don't have a whole bunch of money to spend on juices and get really, the awesome stuff, like I could probably vape Terrapin Vapors all day. I know I could vape liquid nebula all day. I just don't do the Axis, okay? Go right now, if you've got an extra $20 on you, and go to the Vape Wild or Mount Baker Vapor or Dr. Crimmy and order a larger bottle so you always have some around. Because you might be like me, you might have a subscription where you get, sample sizes or 15 milliliter bottles of other stuff and you're experimenting, but you need to have something around. Pick a flavor, find one now that you can live with. I love blueberry, that's why I picked it. And this way you never go through what I just went through. I spent $12.99 on a 30 milliliter bottle of garbage. It tastes like plants ground up with chemicals. And if you, I'm sure it's better than smoking, I guess. I don't know. But it's absolutely horrible. There's zero blueberry flavor. It tastes like plants, like sticks and twigs and stuff. And so I am doing everything I can to get that flavor out of my mouth, and I'm vaping bacon peanut butter right now. A savory liquid. What? Stella's getting in trouble, and it's time for me to cook dinner. I love you all very, very much, and that's my verdict. Don't buy Axis. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're probably better off just vaping some vegetable glycerin. Okay? I love you all a long time. Fade to cloud.